Okay, so today we're going to cover how to build both a dashboard and a story within Tableau. So just like always, we're going to start off by pulling in our data set. So there we go. It's still loading. Okay, so we've got a preview of our data here, and as you can see, there's actually a number of variables, and some of them look like repeats, and that's because they are, but that'll make a little bit more sense once we get further along. So we're going to go to our worksheet, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a scatter plot in Tableau. So this should be pretty familiar considering this was covered in a previous video. So dimension, there you go. So we have dropped the variables that we want in columns and rows. Then we're going to go up here, add a trend line, and there it is. And we're going to pop gender over here so that it shows what it looks like split by gender. And then we can also move ethnicity over here, and now it's even further divided by ethnicity. Now, one of the things that we're going to cover today that we did not cover in a previous video is how to use filters. And specifically, filters let us essentially filter in and out variables. So we want to create filters based on all of our variables. So we're going to start off with gender, and we're going to hit OK. Then we're going to drop in ethnicity, hit OK. We're going to drop in emotional exhaustion, change that to average, next. So this is basically the range of those variables that of that specific variable that I have in my data set. And then we're going to do the same thing for emotional exhaustion, average, hit OK. Now, as you can see, nothing has popped up here on the side, so it's probably difficult to figure out how to filter it. So in order to fix that, we just hit show filter for all of these. And there you go. We are missing one. And there it is. Okay, so this is all of our filters. And we can double click here and name this. So there we go. There is our scatter plot. Next, we are going to build histograms for each of our variables. So let's start off with POS. And we're going to click histogram, and there you go. There's the histogram. And let's name this POS1. We're going to do the same thing with emotional exhaustion. So drop it there, hit histogram, EE-1, and then horizontal bar chart. So we're going to make bar charts for our for both gender and for ethnicity. Now, all we see here is text. So in order to fix that, we're going to change this to measure and count, and there you go. We have a horizontal bar chart of gender. And then we're going to do the same thing with ethnicity. So ethnicity, count, and there it is. Damn it. Okay, so now we're going to, let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's build this dashboard first. So we're going to go, in order to build our dashboard, we're going to hit New Dashboard, and we're basically going to drag and drop the variables that we want in our spreadsheet, in our dashboard. So first we want our scatter plot up top. Then we want our histograms, so POS, emotional exhaustion. Then we've got our bar charts. So yeah. Now if we start unchecking things, you can see that only this top scatter plot is being affected. So in order to fix that, we need to go up here and we need to say all using this data source. And we do that for all of our filters so that the filters are being used for all of our variables and not just the scatter plot which it was built in. Did we do it here? We did. And then we're going to move down to gender. This data source. Okay, and that is our legend. So when we, let's say, uncheck black, you can see that it affected all of my graphs and not just this top one right here. We can take away male, we can bring it back. So there you go. Now, let's say you don't want for everything to be filtered, or you don't want your audience to be able to uncheck all of these variables. You only want them to see a subset of what you have. So you only want them to see female and, I don't know, Asians and blacks. Unfortunately, Tableau doesn't really have, from what I've found, a good way of doing that without rebuilding those graphs using a duplicate of that data, which is why we have all of these duplicates here. So we're going to essentially do the same thing over again. So this is going to be a lot of the same stuff, but why is it there? In order to do this, this is actually important. You have to go here and tell it that you only want it to do this with the selected sheets. Otherwise, it's just going to mess with freaking everything. So, let's see, do you still play nicely? No, you don't. So, let's see, gender, selected, okay. Okay, so you still play nicely, but we don't want it to affect this sheet. So let's make sure that that's unchecked. Selected sheets. Yeah, so we don't want it to affect sheet 7. same thing here. And here. And here. Okay, so we're going to rebuild our scatter plot. So that's EE2, and let's get POS2 in here, and we're going to fix it. Dimension. We're going to use gender 2, since it's a different variable than gender. So in theory, it should not be affected by what we've done in our first dashboard. And then let's drop in ethnicity 2. And now we can go in and add in our filters. So let's see, how do we do this? Okay, ethnicity 2, okay, EE2, change that to average, okay, POS2, average, okay, and then show filter, yeah, so this video is going to be a lot of you, a lot of just hearing me talk to myself, so sorry about that, but what can you do? And now we need to fix okay, we're going to create a new dashboard. That's what we'll do. And we also want this to apply to Alright, so we'll figure that out when we get there. So let's see. PSP2. And then we have our histograms. POS. Show me histogram. You're just gonna delete you for right now. Emotional exhaustion to swoop. 2. And then we need to build our bar charts, so we're going to pull gender and gender again. Count of Gen 2. And in theory, if you were building this for a client, you would obviously want to change these names so that they're actually meaningful, because things like Gen 2 and Eth2 probably are not very meaningful to a client. So yeah, count. Okay, now we're going to learn together, because I don't know if this is going to work the way that it worked this morning. If it's anything like R, my guess is no. So, new dashboard. Let's try dropping in SP2, please work. Okay.